What's up, guys? Welcome to Keto Rewind. I'm Jess, and today I'm going to talk about total carbs versus net carbs and why for the month of August I'm going to do a total carb challenge. But first things first, I want to remind you I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm just a girl that's lost 125 pounds with a ketogenic lifestyle and intermittent fasting and lots of hard work. And the next thing I want to say, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, would you consider hitting that subscribe button down below? Turn on those notifications so you don't miss any videos. And that lets me know you want to see more videos like this. And if you've been a longtime subscriber and fan of my journey, welcome back and thanks for clicking on today's video. If you like my shirt, link is down below. It's, of course, Yvette. They sent me a gift for hitting 10,000 subscribers or fans or whatever they're called on Instagram. They sent me a gift for hitting that milestone. So that's another thing I love about Yvette. So if you like these things, I'll post them down below. And isn't that pretty? I love this color. Great for summer. Okay, so let's get started. Why total carbs versus net carbs? First, let's get to the basic. Net carbs is the recommended method or approach by the experts if you want to stay in a state of ketosis, which is basically 20 or less net carbs per day. However, that varies and can go even up to 50 net carbs per day based on the individual. What is total carbs? Well, it's exactly that. It's the sum of the total amount of carbohydrates that you consume in a day. So basically, net carbs is total carbs minus fiber minus sugar alcohols. There's your net. Total carbs is just that. Literally nothing gets deducted. It is what it is. It's eye-opening sometimes to see the different approaches have, very drastic differences in each person or each individual's journey. For me, I learned in the beginning of my journey, I could get away with a lot more than I can get away with now. Nowadays, every single thing I put in my mouth counts. But I didn't know that until I went through the journey and learned about what my body specifically reacts to. With that being said, that kind of falls into, I used to be able to have lots of cheese, lots of dairy in general. I didn't really have to watch that. I could have a lot more extras, as in keto treats, keto recipes, or something like this made keto. I could get away with a lot more back in the day. However, as my journey evolved and I got closer and closer to my goal weight, I was no longer able to get away with that much. I could have it still, but I just couldn't have it every day. So by switching to a total carb approach, it could help you push through a stall. It could help you learn what trigger foods are maybe causing that stall. It may help you rein it back in. So for me personally, that's the thought process of one. I've never done it before. And I don't know enough to say which method is better, so why not give it a test? I've been doing net carbs my entire journey. This is the first month that I will be doing total. So that keeps my journey fun and interesting. I'm learning more about me, which this journey is about. How do you expect to know you and make this a lifestyle that will be sustainable if you don't learn about you? And then the third thing is, I want to see what the difference is, because I've been doing net carbs and I'm just chugging along and it's slowing down a lot. So, and yes, I'm getting closer to my goal weight, but if I switch to total carbs, what will that do for my journey? Can I hit my goal weight by my birthday like I wanted to? So when you're only allowed to have 20 total carbs a day, that number is going to add up quickly, because all the fiber from a normal vegetable that you would plug in before is still going to show up in there. It's not taking away from it. So that means the choice of vegetable that I'm going to be planning for the next month is going to be a lot lower in carbohydrate. So that means before, where I gave myself lots of leeway and have lots of peppers, specifically green. I'm not saying you can't have green peppers. I'm just saying the ones that I'm going to be focusing on for the next month, and we'll probably see them multiple times per week, is kale, cauliflower, like leafy greens, which include kale, romaine, all those lettuces that have very low glycemic impact. I'm allergic to spinach personally, so you won't see any spinach, but you can swap spinach and kale if you don't like kale and you like spinach. Broccoli, squash, and stuff like that. So, but here's the predicament you have. If you normally are allowed, say for instance, 200 grams of squash, and when you look at how many carbohydrates, because you should plan ahead so that you know how much to have. So before you even eat it, plan it ahead. That'll take a lot of the guesswork. That'll take a lot of the confusion out of it. So using Carb Manager, log in what 200 grams of squash yields for carbohydrates. So if you're having a 0 carbohydrate lunch like eggs and bacon, or sliced lunch meat, a leftover steak or a leftover burger, something like that, where there's no carbohydrates in it, that gives you 20 total carbs for dinner. So log ahead of time what 300 grams of squash is going to be or yield in regards to carbohydrates. Now, instead of making your macronutrients up with the carbohydrates from those, you're going to be adding something else to replace that. So in my case, I've always done a very low-fat keto. Just because I was morbidly obese, I didn't need to add any fat. I was 309 pounds. I had plenty of fat 24/7 on my body for my body to use. Now, obviously, using this approach, in order to even hit your macros for the day, you'll have to be mindful of your daily macros. So when I'm low, I'm going to be adding back in those missing macros from the vegetables I was doing and even the keto sweets, and I'm going to have to find something else to replace it. So in my case, I'm going to use a little bit more fats. I'm going to have a larger protein serving size than I normally would, but I will know how much based off of my own personal needs, because I'm going to plan it ahead in the Carb Manager. So this way, and when I actually make day one's video, I will show you that part. So this way I'll know, okay, well, I can have 300 grams of squash, 4 tablespoons of butter, and a burger to, I'll know because I will log it, and I know that I've got a camp scale here. I'll know ahead of time because I'm gonna weigh and measure everything. So this is only something that you'll want to do if you really want to take this challenge to the next step. You don't have to be this stressful. You can stick to eating just the whole foods that come from a ketogenic lifestyle. And then just being mindful when you have a packaged good or a sweet or a recipe that you make. But if it fits in your daily total carbs, don't stress about it. You can have it. Keto is not a food. Keto is a metabolic state that your body is using. So stop confusing, oh, that food's not keto, or that's, no. Keto's not a food. Obviously, use your head. Some foods are a lot easier to eat to stay in that metabolic state, but that doesn't mean certain foods you can't have. That's silly. I hate that argument. So keto's not a food. A lot of my daily calories or macros came from a lot of veggies. Now I could still have the veggies, but they are going to add up into that total carb total real fast. So for me personally, that's my approach. There's a lot of research on this debated topic. I highly suggest you look around and see other people's perspective. Mine is a more laid back approach, real simple, and that's my mantra of my journey. Keep it simple, silly. Don't make it hard. Don't make it harder than it is. So if you just can do Net Carbs, that doesn't mean you can't follow along with us when we do the journey. For those of you that want to learn or have been doing Total Carbs, let's do this together and let's get to the finish line. So either way, at the end of the day, you do you. One more thing I want to add, you're gonna wanna find some bridges, some crutches, some helpers. And when I say that, check out the Carb Addiction doc on YouTube. He used this term bridge as it makes total sense because I really didn't have a fancy name for it that made sense of why I was doing it. It's one of my bridges. I'll give you probably 5 or 6 bridges that I use personally since day one. First thing is coffee. Coffee is my bridge. It's currently 11:33. I haven't eaten since yesterday at 7:30. I'm standing here just fine, and it's because I've been drinking my bridge all morning. So my bridge is black coffee, nothing in it, black coffee. It's not throwing me out of ketosis. It's not going to break a fast. It is going to help me get to lunch, hold me over, because you're going to have those hunger waves that come and go that will make you want to give in, the cravings that will want to sabotage you. So you need some bridges to keep your journey moving forward. So first one, black coffee. Second one, sparkling water. Unsweetened sparkling water. Basically, I use the bubbly brand, Topo Chico, and Pellegrino, like any sparkling water that's just flavored with like fruit oil or fruit extract. There's no sugar, and they are also another great use for a bridge. The next thing is electrolytes. I have, for example, these electrolytes. They are sweetened with stevia, and you will need electrolytes on keto. So this one contains 6 electrolytes, and you just add it to water. So you can throw it in a bottle of water, a glass of water, sip on it, and just sip on these. It will help. That motion of just taking a sip will satisfy you to keep going. Now, pay attention to the ingredients on the electrolytes. Me personally, I like this brand. I'll link them down below. Ultima. I've been using these a lot lately. I got it in my keto crate last month, and I became a fan. So these ones are clean ingredients. You want ones that are sweetened with stevia, monk fruit, or erythritol. If you see that they're sweetened with aspartame, sucralose, what's some of the maltodextrin, you might as well just have a cupcake. Don't do it. So pay attention to what they're sweetened with, or just use the unsweetened ones as well. But I don't mind stevia, I don't mind monk fruit, I don't mind erythritol. Those are my go-to. So basically this one's a great one, and I'll link a couple other brands below. But that's a great thing to sip on throughout the day. And again, it just gives you that bridge to get to the meal to help you. There's no shame in taking that help and using that help, because after all, what's the goal here? The goal is to get to your goal weight, to hit your goal, to smash this, this lifestyle. So then the next one I'm going to say is obviously water. Water, all the water you can possibly drink. Drink some water. If you drink a lot of water and you're flushing a lot, make sure you do add some type of electrolyte, because you will flush out those. And then unsweetened tea, herbal teas, both of those, if you want to sweeten them, use the same sweeteners, erythritol, stevia, monk fruit, if you need to sweeten a tea. But I'm saying tea in general is a great crutch, is a great bridge. And then they're also very mighty tasty. Also, you can take regular water and put some cucumbers in it. Find something that you like. Use these tools to get to where you go. And then also in the afternoon, I do my keto coffee, which at that point in the afternoon, I will add my heavy whipping cream, my unflavored collagen, and my black coffee. And I'll make my afternoon lovely coffee. But use the bridge and find what works for you that keeps you on track, because all that matters is winning every day, learning how to do this, using the tools you have that don't cost a fortune, and making it happen. So if you have something that you do, comment below and share it with the community here. We all want to hear. The more we know, the better chance we have for success. So I hope this video was easy to understand. I know it seems overwhelming. It might seem crazy. At the end of the day, just keep it simple and keep it keto. I'm Jess. You're watching Keto Rewind. Bye-bye.